This is the ALERT method by Drexel University College of Medicine. As the desire for simulation-based education has increased, educators are frequently faced with large groups of learners. To ensure that the learning objectives are achieved for all the learners, the ALERT debriefing method was developed. Pre-briefing. The session begins with a pre-briefing of the learners. In addition to creating an environment for psychological safety, the learners would be briefed on how the session would be conducted. For each simulation scenario, the learners would be divided into two groups, scenario participants and scenario observers. Here we will demonstrate the scenario participants in white and the scenario observers in yellow. Scenario. In white are the scenario participants, who are learners that are directly partaking in the case. The scenario observers, in yellow, are responsible for conducting the peer debriefing and completing the whiteboard or flip chart. The board is separated into three sections. A strength section that highlights what the participants performed well, an opportunities section to highlight actions that can be improved upon, and finally, a reflections section where they can list any additional topics or questions for discussion. Debrief. When the scenario ends, the facilitator begins by conducting a reactions phase, followed by the analysis phase. For this phase, the facilitator has the option of asking several advocacy inquiry questions if there are any specific points that need to be emphasized, if there is an emotional learner, or if the learners who are performing the peer debriefing are early learners and do not have the requisite knowledge to identify performance gaps. Then, the peer debriefers state what they observed during the scenario using the whiteboard or flip chart, and the facilitator can interject as he or she sees fit. Lastly, the summary phase would be conducted to end the debriefing. Alternate. The learners then alternate their roles with the first group of participants, now observing, while the observers are now participating in the scenario. Depending on the size of your group and the scenarios you have chosen, you may choose to only have a couple of the observers participate in the next scenario, and you can switch this up and continue on with as many scenarios as needed.